I've got some tough news for you today, and it's that perfectionism, it's ruining your life. I know that may sound a little dramatic, but I really mean it. Perfectionism ruins your life in a quiet way, and in a way where you don't even realize it's happening. It just slowly shapes how you move through everything. And I think a lot of us convince ourselves that being a perfectionist is a good thing, that it means we care, that it means we have high standards for ourselves, that it means we're disciplined and driven. And yeah, sometimes that may be true, but it gets to a point where it stops being about doing your best and starts being about being scared. Because if I'm honest, most of the times that I've chased perfection in my life has not been because I wanted excellence. It was because I didn't want to fail. I didn't want to look stupid. I didn't want someone to see me not being as good as I think I should be. That's what it really is most of the time. It's fear. It just sounds much better when you call it high standards. Perfectionism, it makes you hesitate. You sit there thinking, I'll start when I'm more ready. I'll post when it's better. I'll try when I feel more confident. And then days pass, weeks pass, sometimes even years pass, and you're still just waiting to feel ready. But the problem is, you never actually feel ready. There's no moment when everything just clicks all of a sudden, and you suddenly feel completely prepared and calm and certain. And the scary part is, from the outside, it looks like you're doing fine. You look responsible, you look thoughtful, you look like you're planning, but internally, you're stuck. You're overthinking everything, you replay all these conversations in your head, and you redo things over and over. You hold yourself back before anyone else gets the chance to even judge you. And I've noticed this a lot about my own life. I'll hesitate to put something out there because I just don't think it's good enough. I'll think it needs to be better. I need to be sharper. I need to sound more clever. And what that really means is I'm scared. I'm scared that people won't like it. And that's it. That's the honest version and the honest truth as to why I hesitate. Perfectionism also makes it impossible to enjoy anything. You can't just do something and be in it. You're always evaluating it. Was that good enough? Could that have gone better? How did that look? What are people thinking? You're never just there. Your mind is always grading you in a way. And even when you do hit a goal, it doesn't feel like how you thought it would. You get the result, and for a second, it feels good. But your brain, it immediately moves on, and you start thinking, okay, now what? Now you need to be even better than last time. And there's never a point where your brain tells you, you know what, this is enough. You're constantly just chasing something that keeps shifting. And I think a lot of this comes from tying your own self-worth to how you perform. If you do well, you're going to feel okay. And if you mess up, you're going to feel absolutely horrible. And that's a really difficult way to live because it makes every small thing feel huge. A bad day is not just a bad day. It becomes proof that you're not who you are supposed to be. But the truth is, nobody's perfect. Nobody is perfect. And we're all just figuring it out. Everyone is working through parts of their life. And some people are just able to hide it better. And when you compare your seemingly messy life and your messy thoughts with someone else's polished version of themselves, you're always going to feel behind. And perfectionism, it also kills your momentum. You think you're improving something by holding it back, but most of the time you're just delaying your own growth. You only learn by doing, and you get better by trying, and you build confidence by surviving all those mistakes, not by avoiding them and pushing them off. And honestly, the more I think about all this, the more I realize that perfectionism, it's really selfish. It keeps everything centered around you. How do I look? How am I perceived? What will they think of me? It makes you so focused on yourself that you forget that most people are too busy thinking about themselves to be analyzing you the way you think they are. And there's something just so freeing about accepting the fact that not everything's going to be perfect. You're going to say the wrong thing sometimes. You're going to try something and you're not going to be great at it. But that's normal. That's just being alive. And the people who actually move forward in life aren't the ones who wait until everything is perfect. They're the ones who are willing to look average for a minute. They're willing to be beginners. They're willing to learn in public and fail in public. And I think chasing perfectionism, it feels safe in the moment. It feels controlled. It feels like you're protecting yourself. But in the long term, it creates a lot of regret because you're going to look back and realize that you spent way more time preparing for something than actually just doing it and living your life. More time thinking than doing. And I don't want to live like that. You don't want to live like that. I don't want to constantly feel like I'm almost there, almost good enough, almost ready. I feel like I would rather just try and fall short than sit on the side wondering, what if? I feel like I've said this before, but you don't become confident first. You act first, and then the confidence, it slowly follows. You don't feel ready and then start. You just start, and the readiness grows as you go. That's actually just how it works. And if you're watching this and you feel stuck, it might not be because you're lazy. In fact, it's probably not. But it might be because you care too much about getting it right. And you care so much about messing up that you don't want to try anything at all. And that's a very tough place to be because from the outside, it doesn't really look like fear. It looks like responsibility. But sometimes the most responsible thing you can do for your life in your future is to try and come up short. And it's to risk being imperfect right now. You don't need to lower your standards. You just need to stop making perfection the buy-in to begin or try anything. All you have to do is just try your best and then adjust and improve. And at the end of your life, you're not going to regret that something wasn't perfect the first time around. You're going to regret the chances that you didn't take because you were scared to try. So maybe the goal here isn't perfection. Maybe it's progress. Maybe it's honesty. Maybe it's just showing up consistently even when you feel insecure or unsure. Chasing perfection, it's going to keep you small. It's going to keep you cautious. It's going to keep you controlled. And letting go of it is going to feel uncomfortable at first. But over time, it's also going to feel much lighter. You're going to breathe easier, move more freely, and you're going to start doing things because you actually want to, not because you're trying to protect an image. And if this hit home for you, it probably means that you know it's true. You don't need another plan. You don't need another week of preparation. You just need to try. Not perfectly, but honestly. I'll see you guys in the next one.